A gastroenterologist spends the most of their time talking to people that have issues like irritable bowel syndrome or non-ulcer dyspepsia, which they're probably fairly similar. Irritable bowel tends to affect more of the lower abdomen, can be associated with constipation, diarrhea, or bouncing back and forth between the two, often associated with abdominal pain. Whereas non-ulcer dyspepsia is more in the upper gastrointestinal tract. People can have what sounds like heartburn or sounds like an ulcer, but we can put them through multiple studies and we find no evidence that they have those issues. Now, there's a lot of interesting scientific work being done around both of those, and they're starting to think that what happens is there's something that triggers an irritation of the gastrointestinal tract that then creates an inflammatory state. And then that inflammatory state affects the neurologic system of the gut and can cause these symptoms. We know that people that get an acute illness of the intestinal tract, like a turista if they go to Mexico, or get an infectious diarrhea, that it's very common afterwards for them to develop these irritable bowel type of symptoms. In fact, there's even something called post-infectious irritable bowel syndrome. And we're starting to think that this is all something, maybe food poisoning is another example, but we're starting to think this is all something that changes the neurologic or neurohormonal system of the gut. So there's a lot more interest in using some of the medicines traditionally thought as being used for psychiatry to try to treat some of the neurologic issues of the gut. Irritable bowel is probably really a lot of different diseases that we lump together, or different issues that we lump together, and I'm optimistic in the future we're going to be able to tease those out and have better, more specific therapies. So I spend a lot of time with patients on those issues. It's very frustrating for the patients, though, because there's not one test I can run to tell them that's the problem. And we like to, all of us, have concrete evidence of something that we can point to. And say, this is wrong, so this is the problem.